Hello, fellow gardeners. Well, we're back for another little video here. We're going to continue on with hydroponics. Some of the people are wanting to grow lettuce and spinach and broccoli and cauliflower, kale, collards, bok choy, any of that greens like that, just in water and fertilizer. You can do it. It tastes just awfully good, just as good as it does out of soil, I believe. We've tried both ways. This is a tote that I bought at Walmart at Christmas. They had thousands of them in the store I went to. I went to a little store down there in Gun Barrel, Texas, and they had thousands of these in there. And so I bought one of them, $4.88. It's an 18-gallon tote, and I even got the lid with it, okay? So we're going to talk about this. You folks that you can't find these containers, don't worry about that. Go down there and buy you some of these 18-gallon ones. They're $4.88. Get red or green, either one. Get the lid with it, because you may want to do some of this, or you may want to do it. We're going to show you another video how to use this with soil in it. So here we go. We're going to talk about this one. We're going to grow greens in this, and what I did, I just took this tote. You do not cut a hole in this one for the hydroponics. For the hydroponics. Strictly just leave it, and you're going to fill it completely full of water with fertilizer. 3/4 of a teaspoon of fertilizer in that water per gallon. So if this is an 18-gallon container, you're probably going to put close to 16 gallon in it, I would say. And once you put that much in there with 3/4 of a teaspoon of fertilizer in every gallon that you put in there, now you can also add a little bit of that a sea mineral that I have. That's a granular. You just put about just about 1/4 of a teaspoon per gallon. And what you do, you put it over in a cup, put hot water on it to dissolve it, because it won't dissolve in cold water. And then you can put that in there, 1/4 a teaspoon per gallon of that sea mineral in that water to make it taste a little better, okay? We're trying to prime it to where it just tastes real good. Okay, now then, what we're going to do, I had Richard to cut me 6 holes in this lid. This was a 6-pack that, these were all tied together here, 6 of them. You buy this lettuce or something at the chain store or wherever you buy it. You buy it in little containers like this, your feed store. There's 6 of them tied together. We cut them apart. Now, we just drop one of them in each hole. Now, what you want to do, you want to put that water in that container until it just comes up in that pot just about 1/8 of an inch, just barely up in the bottom of it. I know we have customers that drop it in 1 inch or so, and lettuce you can get, in spinach you can kind of get by with, but when you're doing tomatoes or squash or cucumbers, you can't put them roots that deep in that water. So I'm telling you, just go ahead and do it all one way and get it right for all of them, what I say. But just put the water up to the bottom of that little container in there. You can look down through there when you're pouring it in here, and you can see when it gets in just in the very bottom of them containers, and stop. Drop this in there. Take you a cotton ball, or take you a piece of those foam blocks that you can get, and or just drop the plant. If you want to grow it in a pot, wash the roots off, or either go buy you some lettuce plants, wash the roots off, and just drop that bare root plant right down in there. It'll sit there and grow. Now you can put a little gravel around it, or you don't put soil around it. If you put soil around it, it's going to drown it. Just put some either pea gravel or some of those hydroponic granulars that you can get to go around it. But you can just drop the plant just right in there, bare root, and it'll sit there and grow. It might lean over a little bit. It won't sit up straight, but that's okay. Drop it in there, bare roots. Those roots will go through. You see it has holes in the bottom. You can drill you some more holes in it if you want to. Those roots will go right through that pot, through them holes, into that water, and pick up that fertilized water. You do not have to refurbish your water in a crop of lettuce or spinach or something like that until your crop is finished. This lettuce is going to finish out in 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks. Spinach is going to take you probably 6 weeks, but it will use that water in there and get by with it all as the one crop. Then when you get your crop over with and you've eaten all this lettuce or spinach, you can take this off, wash your bucket out, pull that water out, put you some new water with fertilizer in it, and grow you a second crop. Question, Jack?
Is there evaporation of the water? Will it occur in this container?
It can't evaporate out much. It goes through the roots and evaporates out through the leaves.
So while the plants are growing, you don't need to add
Don't need to add any water.
Okay.
Do not add any water through this crop of lettuce. Now, if you get into tomato in here or peppers or something, that's a different story. We're going to have to eventually add a little water when it gets nearly out. Then you need to put you a fill pipe in here. Put one of these pipes, drill a hole, put it down to the bottom, and that way you can run a little stick down there and see how much water. When it gets down here pretty low, then you're going to think about adding some more water with fertilizer in it down through here, but you can't fill it all the way back up. If you've got a tomato that's been growing right here, say we put one tomato right there in the middle, and you get down to where you only have about 2 or 3 inches of water in it, then you've got to come back up with some water. You got to fill it back up, but don't fill it all the way at one time. What you do is you just add a couple of gallons in there, and you wait a week and let it go back down again, add a couple of more gallons. Just don't let it run all the way out. And because if you fill this all the way back up, these roots now, as the water level goes down, the roots are going to follow that water and get that fertilizer and water as it goes down. The roots will get longer and longer. So you're going to have a container here full of roots. Do not be pulling that plant up, looking at the roots and putting it back in there. You will kill that plant doing that. But anyway, we're talking about a tomato. You've got that tomato sitting there and you're running out of water, then you add 2 or 3 inches of water at a time and let it use it, and then add 2 or 3 more inches of water again, and keep it level just in here. Don't bring it back up here. You'll drown that plant sure as the world. Okay. If you like this video, punch that button, thumbs up, get a notification bell rung, subscribe please. It helps with our scholarship with the kiddos and all, so we appreciate all the help you do, and we're going to try to help you garden this spring and make garden like you've never made before.